Eric Mannix here from Out of the Fridge. We're with one of our favorite writers, Christopher Sebela. How you doing today, sir?
Very good.
So, Christopher, anytime we talk to someone on the show, the first question we like to ask is, was there a book or a character that got you into comic books as a reader in the first place?
Probably all the way back was like getting old G.I. Joe comics. Because I liked action figures, so what could be better than understanding how better all these action figures interacted in their fictional true lives.
Nice. So I'm excited to have Larry Hama here.
Yeah, if I can get up from my table, I would totally love to go fist bump him.
Awesome. At what point did you decide that was what you wanted to do?
I've kind of always written all my life. As far as like comics goes, like it wasn't until really like the last 5 years or so that I wrote a lot of different stuff, and comics always seemed like weirdly intimidating to me. But yeah, about 5 years ago, I decided, no, screw it. I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. And it seems to have worked out pretty well. So.
Awesome. Do you prefer doing indie work to the big two?
Yeah, I haven't really had a ton of big two experience, so I've done some co-writing on Captain Marvel and Fantastic Four, but
I discovered you first Captain Marvel.
Yeah, but for those, it's so much of a support role that I don't even really feel that I've written for the big two yet. So, but yeah, I like making up my own stories more than anything.
We definitely like that you do that as well. Do you have any projects coming up that you can tease for us?
Yeah, I have a book that I'm doing with Robert Wilson IV, who drew issue 3 of Bitch Planet. It's a sort of heist book / romance comic, and that'll be getting announced next month at New York Comic Con.
Any books you're reading right now that you're loving?
Yeah, I haven't. I'm trying to think. The last thing that I read and really loved was I read all of Shudder by Joe Keating and Layla DeLuca, which is really great. But yeah, I have a giant stack of stuff I haven't read yet. I've never read Saga, so I'm clearly way behind the curve.
Yeah, I'm behind as well on that. When I work at a comic shop, that's the one that everyone comes in to read. And I'm like, yeah, it's good. I've read the first one. Sure.
Yeah.
How are you guys able to make this gorgeous hardcover of High Crimes only $20? How is that even? Marvel DC, that'd be like a $50 book. How is that even a thing?
I don't know, honestly. That was one of the first discussions we had with Dark Horse. Was we said we wanted a hardcover, and they were like, okay, we can do that. And then pretty early on, they were like, we want to make it a $20 hardcover so it's as easy as possible for anybody to pick it up. So I don't know, they waved some sort of magic wand. I just waited until they handed me one, and I was like, yep, that looks good. I could sell that for $20.
When it came into the shop, we all kind of picked it up and held it, and it was like Indiana Jones in a cave with a golden idol. What is this? Yeah, it was we're all very excited, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah. So do you prefer the digital format to print, or is there? I know you mentioned during the panel the other day kind of what the impetus to go with Monkey Brain was, but does that help how you write as far as, do you think about the kind of grid-to-grid, panel-to-panel, guided view, I guess is what they call it?
Yeah.
Does that inform how you write, knowing how the project is going to end up?
No, when we started on High Crimes, we were pretty agreed that we wanted to do it as a traditional comic. I would like to play around with that at some point, but it feels like, I don't know, super complicated. Writing comics is complicated enough. Trying to figure out how this is going to work on somebody's screen with the guided view thing is really, that's more chaos on top of it. So I haven't really thought too much about it yet.
Awesome. So, mentioned during the panel a little bit the kind of symbiosis with you and Ibrahim. What is it that you like having him as a co-creator? What made him the perfect person for High Crimes?
Number one, that he wanted to do it. It was a super intimidating book, I think, to be offered. Here's a thing that's it's 12 issues long, and it all takes place on Mount Everest. Like, and so you're going to be drawing a lot of snow and a lot of mountains. Like, there's not going to be a lot of fun variety. So, but he was totally into, and I apologized every time. I was like, sorry, here's another scene that takes place inside a tent. Like, I wish it wasn't, but this is how it goes. But he was always like, no, I get it, like, and I'll do it. So he came up with a lot of ideas that really helped sort of change my mind about how characters are presented and like how the story would go. So yeah, it's about the best collaboration I've had in comics so far.
Awesome. So at the High Crimes panel yesterday, the moderator kind of just left, and Ibrahim got double booked. So had a rough start on that one. Is that one of the worst con experiences you have? One of the weirdest things that's happened to you at a con?
No, that was pretty mild. I've definitely had way worse con experiences. Like, I'm just really bad at talking about myself, as evidenced by this interview. Like, yeah, I'm just like, I don't. Yeah, so it was more of like I don't know what to do. But no, like, I've had way more disastrous. I mean, at least like people showed up to that. Like, I've done panels where the people on the stage outnumbered the people in the audience. So it was kind of an enjoyable like farce yesterday. So I wasn't mad about it or anything. It was just like, okay,
I think it ended well.
Yeah, I just kind of rode the wave and like hoped this all worked out for the best, and I think it did. So.
Do you ever want to write for a prose novel or television or screen? Are comics doing it for you, or do you want to branch out into other forms of writing?
No, I mean, I definitely want to branch out just to sort of flex as many muscles as I can. But, I mean, right now, like, yeah, doing comics is kind of the ideal because I get to tell any story I want, and it comes out on a fairly regular basis. Like, I don't know, there's something about comics that like no other writing form can really sort of touch.
Well, Christopher, I want to thank you for your time. Big fan of High Crimes, loving Dead Letters. Just want to real quick tell people where they can kind of reach you online.
Yeah, the best, the only social network I'm really active on is Twitter, and I'm at XTOP. Or you can, I have a website, it's ChristopherSebela.com, which has all my relevant information. Or, you can just Google me, and I'm sure there's something terrible about me on there you can go find.
Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your con.
Yeah, thanks.